Alright guys, I'm going to be sweating bullets in this video. I'm doing laundry because I'm going home tonight. Laundry's down a couple floors, heavy laundry bin. But I'm here. We're going to do another social hour, I suppose. We'll see if the cats, they're both watching right over there. I swear, my cats like me. Apparently their breed, more sociable than the average cat. I know nothing about cats, I grew up with dogs. But anyways, today I thought a fun topic that'd be kind of specific to me would be Toys to Life. So that was something pretty big in the 2010s. And it's been tried other times. You know, there's sort of versions of that in the 2000s. I think the 90s and the 80s had like vaguely kind of thing. I mean, Webkinz in a way were Toys to Life. That's not even what I'm referring to today. But you'll get what I'm getting at once I talk about these in a little bit. I'm still hanging on with school. We got finals week coming up. I got this week's fall break, and then I got 2 weeks of finals, and then you know, we're good. You guys can't see it over here. I have a new shelf. I swear this room looks better and better every time. You guys just don't get to see it. Maybe someday I'll do a pan. You guys can, you know, see what my apartment actually looks like. I'm here with Man Thing. Oh my gosh, he's falling down. Man Thing. He went to Pittsburgh Light Up Night. He has a Pittsburgh Light Up Night hat on. He seems to be struggling to stay upright. He's so excited. Come on, Man Thing. That'll do. So Man Thing is here, of course, and he's celebrating Pittsburgh Light Up Night, which just happened. Today's Tuesday, so that would have been 3 days ago or so. Anyways, Toys to Life. So today we're going to be talking about 3 LEGO Dimensions, Amiibo, and Skylanders, probably the most important one. I never got into Disney Infinity. It just didn't do much for me. I just don't like Disney. Like I like Marvel. You know, that's the thing. So I like some Disney properties, but like, you know, Moana, Mickey Mouse, you know, Big Hero 6 or whatever, like those don't do anything for me. Like, I don't know, like Inside Out, is that Disney? I think that's Disney. Like those just, I don't feel anything. Like when there's Disney crossover things, like it's like, oh, okay. Like I like the Muppets, but like, Disney, I don't know what it is. I just don't like Disney. I don't like the Disney characters. I don't want to poo-poo on it too much because I'm literally about to talk about Skylanders for 20 minutes. So who am I? We each have our vices. So, you know, by no means do I think I'm better than people that like Disney, because I have a tub of Skylanders I'm about to pull out right now. So we're going to start chronologically, okay? Skylanders came first. I'm going to check to make sure I'm recording. Excellent. We're recording. That's what we love to see. I hit the button properly. I have some coffee. Take a sip of that. Hopefully the cats don't mess with that. They've been mischievous. Yeah, there's one on the floor right now. They've been mischievous lately. Maybe they'll make themselves useful and actually come up here and socialize, and you guys can see them. Alright, so this is the tub of Skylanders. So this would have been 2010s. They did like 4 or 5 games. And the whole premise was it was like a beat 'em up, and you had this little portal of power. That's what they call it. And then you put the figure on there. So let me find a good. Let me find Spyro. Spyro's got to be in here somewhere. Spyro's like the Skylander. Man, where is everyone? Whatever, I'm going to put, let's put this guy on here. I think his name was Fang. He was a later gen one. You put him on here and then they appear in the game. So this was like gamifying DLC. The way it worked is essentially, instead of having DLC characters, you go to the store, buy them, they'd be in a little package. You'd open them up, and then there's a little chip on the bottom that scans them into the game. And so like they're not stored in the game. They're literally like, if I wanted to play this character, I had to have this figure. But there was some cool stuff to this, like it would save. They had upgrade paths that were unique to them, and it would save to the figure. So like if I had a friend that I would play Skylanders with when I was a kid, and like if I went over to his house and I brought my Skylanders, like I could put them on, and like they'd be max level with my own powers, and I could play with his Skylanders that had their own max levels. It was really neat. My dad hated these. Because these were like $12 a piece back in the 2010s. You know, probably in modern day, we'd be looking at like $15 to $20 a piece for Skylanders. Mochi, you want to come up? I don't know if you're gonna meow. Mochi, come on, come up. People would like to see you. Onto the Skylanders box. Come on, man. Go. Come on. You hear meowing? He wants to come up. He's confused. He's never seen the Skylanders box before. Come here. Come here. Oh, okay. Hey. Okay, you can stand awkwardly over there. Let me move this lid. Go ahead, buddy. Yeah, you're allowed to be over there. Is he looking at the camera? Anyways, where was I? Portal of Power. You'd buy these packs, and then they did like 5 games. So there was like hundreds of these figures. I mean, I'm no joke, probably 100, 200. And I played Skylanders, the first one, and then Giants. Then I dropped off. And then my sophomore year of college, I got back into it for a little bit because I think Skylanders are cool. All right, I think first off, the character designs are really well done. I mean, where's Eyebrow? Eyebrow, their names suck. I will absolutely leave with that. Let me get the Lego Dimensions stuff out of here. You know, that's a separate conversation. All right, we're not talking about Lego Dimensions right now. Where is? Oh my gosh! Like Eyebrow. Like take a look at. Like this is cool. Like this guy looks cool. I mean, isn't that awesome? That's like every boy's like if you asked a boy to design a character, like I would have designed this as a kid. Like this is just like so cool. His eye even lit up, I think, when you put him on the portal. You know, visually, like this is an extremely dynamic game. I mean, you know, this guy, they got like this goat with a bow and arrow. Zeus, you know, Zeus here. Like this falcon with a vacuum gun. Really cool character designs. I think that's what always stuck out to me. I like character designs. I think in some ways these Toys to Life games are kind of like gotchas. Where like I like gotcha character design because you know when the game launches you have your basics, basic designs. You know, the guy with the shield, the archer person, the person that heals. You know, the person that can summon some basic minions. You know, like there's very generic archetypes every game has when they first release. But I like when gotcha games like the 3rd or 4th year in, where it's like, okay, we still have to make characters. We actually have to get unique. Like you have a very thorough idea of what your universe looks like, and you have to find unique niches that haven't been covered before. And I think gotcha games do a good job of like, whoa, like I've never seen something like that before. That's why I like Marvel mobile games a lot too, because where else are you going to get to see like Shatterstar and Longshot be playable except Marvel mobile games, because they've been running for like 10 years, and it's like, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. We need new characters. Like, oh, I guess we'll put Hitmonkey in, you know. And you don't see that kind of stuff in like a generic, like if a Marvel game were to release for consoles and be like, this is a set game, you know, they'd have the generic 20, 30 characters with like the Avengers and X-Men and stuff, but you don't get to see these deep cuts. And because some of these games had so many characters, and like gotcha games that monetize based on the figures, like you want to spend, they're trying to get you to spend money to get the characters in gotchas. Trying to get you to spend money to get the characters. They put a lot of effort into the character design. So, I don't know. I just really like these guys. Again, my dad hated them. He's like, please don't buy anymore. But I got him because in the game there's different elements. And so I remember in the first game at least, I got one of each element so I could open up all the elemental gates. And each game had a gimmick. So the first one was basic. Then we had giants, so they're bigger than normal. I never played for some of these other ones. Then we had Swap Force. Which actually, this was a pretty cool idea. So look at this. So it's like 2 characters, but they can actually swap bodies. Like look at that. That's kind of cool. And actually registers in game. Pretty nifty. I thought this one had some pretty cool character designs. I never played this one when I was a kid, but you know, I thought that was cool. I remember seeing that. I was like, dang. I was just like, man, I can't. And the starter packs for this. It's not even like the starter packs were cheap because you'd have to, you know, spend like $13 per character. It's like, no, $100 for the starter pack because you have to get like the portal and all that. And then $13 for characters on top of that. So, now what was cool is the characters did transfer up. So, you know, they have different color bases to indicate what generation they're from. And in the future games, you could still put on your old characters and carry over levels. They did re-release characters, then they have bonus powers. So it's like technically you're like supposed to get the new version, but it was still like, oh, your progress from the first game carries over, and each character was its own life. So like when somebody dies, it's like, oh, like they're out of the game. You got to put a different Skylander on the portal of power. So kind of nifty, I thought. Let me show you some highlights from this bin. We got, well, I remember I got this guy for like, maybe it was my 10th or my 12th birthday or something like that. My friend gave him to me. He's Terrafin, I think that was his name. Just like the shark guy that punches things. Like, okay, like that's cool. That's cool. We got this guy. Crystal something or other, Rock Break, I don't know. I remember him. He was a classic. Oh, Hot Dog. Stupid names. They really, I mean, I remember them, so I guess that says something. But Hot Dog, I like Hot Dog. We got Warnado here. I gotta show Warnado. Oh, Spyro. That's just something. Spyro fans did not like this game because they kind of took Spyro and they killed him and then hung his body up in Skylanders. They're like, oh, look, he's the Skylanders mascot, guys, right? Like the Lobstar. He's one of those ones I kind of picked up later. I thought he was neat. And they had mobile games for this. They really went all out on Skylanders. They did I have 2 Gilgrunts for some reason. They were in the start. This is one of the starter pack characters, so there's a bunch of them. So Gilgrunt, I like Gilgrunt. I think he's funny looking. Like, that's just cool. Chop Chop, I really like Chop Chop a lot. I thought when I was a kid, I was like, this is cool. Like, this is cool. The mobile games. So they had like a town builder. I love town builder games. I remember they had like kind of a top-down beat 'em up. I distinctly remember one holiday break I had the beat 'em up, and what was nice is the phone games, like you could unlock through premium currency characters, so I could play some of the characters that I did not have physically in the mobile game. I just remember like one holiday I was playing one of the top-down beat 'em ups on the couch. You know, I remember Drobot. I was playing Drobot. I was going through the missions. I was just beating up the minions. I fell asleep on the couch. I was like, this is it. Like, this is the dream. You know, this is the peak life. Like, I'm literally living the dream right here. It's dark in the living room. Like, I'm laying on the couch. You know, my dad was in the other room with the light on, working on something's computer. Like, I just like, this is it. Like, this is what it's about. And then it's only been downhill since then. Bouncer. This guy was cool. He had finger guns. Where is... As you can see, a ton of junk in here, and of course, I take great care of these. Oh, this was neat. They did amiibo crossovers. They have Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong randomly showed up. I think Bowser showed up too. I don't know if I have the Bowser one. Look how big some of these figures got though. Like, this wasn't a giant. It's just like a holy big character right there. Oh, okay. I pulled up the two. I think Zeus was the third one in this pack. This is a specific memory. I remember one time my sister went to Toys R Us, and I guess she didn't find anything she wanted, so she picked up a 3-pack of Skylanders for me, and Camo, Warnado, and then I think Zeus. I forget who the third one in that pack was. Maybe Igniter. I don't know. I didn't care about the third one, but she was like, "Oh, I know you want these 2 Skylanders, so I picked this up for you." So I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, my sister was so kind, so generous. So I remember Camo and Warnado. These guys. Gifts from my sister because she couldn't find anything she wanted, so that was very nice of her. Very much did appreciate that. Is there anyone else I want to highlight in here? We got this one. This one could have babies. Like, it would just like shoot out little baby griffins that would then attack people. I thought that was kind of neat. Trigger Happy. Look at this. Like, isn't this character design kind of fun? Like, I think a lot of games have a standard. You know, you have your standard rig, so it's like everyone's like a humanoid character. But I think I found that quite compelling with Skylanders, like the varied character designs. Shroom Boom, this guy, this is a good one. This is a good one right here, Shroom Boom. Right here in this pack, I have Chaos. So I did when I was a sophomore, going through and rediscover. Again, I stand by Skylanders. I think it's a good property. I think when you play the game, it actually sucks. It's like, man, this game is really boring. But each of these characters have like 2 upgrade paths. Unique character designs, hundreds of characters that play unique and beat 'em up. Like, the assets, conceptually, it's quite powerful. Like, there is a lot of good stuff there. I firmly believe that we could relaunch it as like a 4-player co-op beat 'em up. Get rid of the Toy Select. We're past that. I think there's still room. A lot of consoles have built-in NFC communication, so it could still be like, oh, you unlock the character if you had the figure, but you know, I think that'd make old fans happy. But then I really think like a 4-player co-op beat 'em up would go over well. I think it would work because it's kind of, I think, a family-oriented game. The gameplay is really not that deep, so like I think if you had 4 players together, kind of mashing their buttons, you know, fighting all these minions mindlessly, I think that would give the game a feeling of more depth than it actually has. Prison Break. Did I already show Prison Break? I might have already shown Prison Break. I'm trying to find Zap. I have Zap in here. They have codes. You could connect these things to online. They really just had everything. Hex. This is one my sister liked. Where is... Oh! I like this guy. This is the one I was going to show you. Wrecking Ball. This guy. He just rolled around. Like, that was his... It was a whole character dedicated to rolling around. He just rolled into people. And that was like... Drobot. Drobot. This is a classic right here. Drobot. Excellent character right here. Where is Zap? I know, because one friend had Tree Stump. I didn't even like Tree Stump. He was the only grass guy they had at Target when I was a kid, so I had to pick him up to get a grass character. But I remember my friend was like, "Man, I don't even like this character." He was better off than I was financially. You know, he had oh, there he is. He had a bunch of toys. He's like, "Man, I don't care. You can have Zap." So I was like, "I'll take Zap." Zap. I don't know, just a weird looking creature. I don't know what's up with Zap. Oh, this I never even said what this is. The bad guy, Chaos. So I think he's like worth like $50. I have him wrapped up. Maybe someday I'll sell him. That's the thought. I just can't be bothered. I don't know. I just like it's too much work. Going on eBay and selling him. But this right here, this is how I make back my poor decisions. I remember my girlfriend at the time, she found it like a Salvation Army or something, like a bunch of used Skylanders, and she picked up a bag for me, and that had to have taken a lot of strength to buy your 19-year-old boyfriend Skylanders. You know, you gotta appreciate that. In my sophomore year, I was an RA, and I brought this with me. I brought this to my dorm, and I remember I'd be playing it in there. I was trying to get into it. I was like, man, I'm gonna play Skylanders. Like, here I have the Imaginators. I broke back out my Wii U to play this sophomore year. That's how bananas this was. But I remember I was like, man, like I'm gonna play it, and it was not good anyway. I was like, man, it's not as good as I remember it. Like I like the character designs, but like, yeah, it's kind of rough around the edges. It's definitely for kids. But I remember I'd be playing it in my room, and then I'd have like a resident knock on my door and be like, like Isaac, I got a question for you, and I'd be like, I had to real quick hide the portal power, slide all the figurines back into the bin. They probably heard me like shuffling things in my room, probably thought it was something like illegal. It's like, no man, I'm hiding my Skylanders before you open the door. Like you would instantly lose respect for me if you saw the Skylanders box. We can't let people see that. So Skylanders, love Skylanders, and I stand by the property. I think there's potential in it. Let's do Lego Dimensions next, because I think that is the easiest one to talk about. Lego Dimensions, I think, is probably the best idea out of all these, I think. It was a crossover Lego game. So the Lego games, everyone's probably played a Lego game. And so they're like, well, what if we crossed over all the Lego properties? And one thing, I love seeing lots of characters on screen. I love like collecting things. I love knickknacks. That's why I was so susceptible to these toys to life figurines. But Lego Dimensions, what was cool is they had this. There's a big portal that was on top of this that you had to build. But you could put like 6 figures on here at once. You could play like 6 characters at once. And this had a stacked IP roster. Let me tell you, we had Simpsons, Portal, Doctor Who. I watched Doctor Who because I was like, man, I want to buy the Doctor Who pack, but I don't know what Doctor Who is. I was trying to get into these things so that way I could buy their packs. Chimera, they had something like that. That was one of those Lego properties nobody liked. It was cheaper. I was like, man, I was almost going to buy that because I was like, oh, it's cheaper than the other characters. They had Jurassic Park, Ninjago, DC, Scooby-Doo. I mean, just like a crazy roster. Sonic. I mean, this was a pretty crazy roster that they have for Lego Dimensions. I'm probably not even covering half of them. I know they had more. And now they were kind of expensive, but they were Legos, so they were Legos, so it was premium. But I like the idea of it being a Lego game. And I think the best part of the Lego games, at least when I was a kid, was the open world, like levels or whatever. But I like when you could just walk around the world, just putz around, and just be like, oh, like I'm gonna unlock characters, I'm gonna unlock new vehicles and stuff like that, and collect studs. And each character from different franchise came with their own world. So there's like a DC world, a Jurassic Park world, a Sonic world, where you could run around and so that was really appealing to me. Like, oh, I could pick up a new character, like Voldemort here. Oh, Harry Potter, that was big at the time. I could move around Hogwarts and mess around there, and it's like, oh, I remember playing the Harry Potter Lego games, so now I can play them together with Batman. They came with vehicles. They tried to push this vehicle thing. I don't know, the vehicles. I mean, it's cool. I mean, Mystery Machine, I guess, but I get it. The vehicles are a part of the Lego games. Here's Gandalf, Lord of the Rings. I don't care about Lord of the Rings, but take a look at this right here. We got. Where else would you see such a thing? We have Voldemort, Shaggy, Gandalf, Batman, and Scooby-Doo. Oh, there can be 6 slots on here, so let me put a 6th down. And Superman. That's crazy. I just think the roster was just so cool. Portal, they had Portal, did I say that? Just an incredible roster in this game. I think, unfortunately, it came out towards the tail end of the Toys to Life fad, so this didn't really do super hot. I think it had like 1 or 2 years of support, but I really think this had a lot of potential to be like a long-term game. You know, Disney Infinity, there's like nothing there. Like, I never even got into, because the first game literally had nothing. Like, it was just toy boxes. Like, oh, you know. The second game had like, they tried to do a story mode, but it was never interesting. You know, Skylanders had the compelling story mode. Well, compelling. When I was a kid, it was compelling. Lego Dimensions had all these open worlds, and it's like theoretically like infinite. You know, you could keep on adding franchises. Lego has access to a ton of IPs. You have people that wanted to buy them just for the Lego figures themselves. But then they also had the game connected. Oh, Mona, you want to come up? They did not want to say hi to the camera. And I just thought, like, in Lego games, like, they were already tried and true. You know, people liked them. People were big fans of them. And then, you know, just keep adding on to, like, an infinite Lego game. Like, I think that was a clever idea. Hey, there you are, Mona. So, anyways, Lego Dimensions, put those guys away. There's not that much. I think Lego Dimensions of all these, you know, because Skylanders ran its course. You know, they had like 5-6 games or something. They released like hundreds of things. Disney Infinity ran its course. I know there's more stuff they have planned, but who cares? I don't care. And Amiibo ran their course. But like Lego Dimensions, man, like I think I'll stand by that. I think Lego Dimensions was, you know, there's still potential for that. Mona's entranced by man. Let's get a sip of the coffee before we go on to our last section. So Amiibos were big. When they first came out, first off, this is when Nintendo had the Wii U that was failing. So Nintendo needed money. So they printed these figurines and people went crazy for them. I remember there's like the original trio. I think it was Marth, Ness, and was it Wii Fit Trainer? Something like that. There was 3 originals that were just like so hard to get from the first 12. And then, you know, there's like a big hunting for these. Like, Nintendo fans, they'll go crazy, man. They hunt things. And so something kind of fun. Like, every time I had to go to the store with my mom or my dad, would be like, oh, let me see what kind of Amiibos they have. Like, they might have somebody rare here. Diddy Kong, I remember finding him, and I never scalped. I've never been a scalper, except one time when I was like 15 or 16. I'll say I might have been older. I might have been 17 or 18. Lego Dimensions, I asked for that for my 18th birthday. Oh, it was my 17th birthday. I'm too old to be asking for Lego Dimensions. I remember seeing Diddy Kong, and I thought I was like, oh, we got to pick up these Diddy Kongs. Like, we can sell him and then make some money. And then I picked up like 5 Diddy Kongs, and then was like, actually, no, nobody cares about Diddy Kong. And I had to return the 4 Diddy Kongs. And that's still brought up to me to this day in my family. Like, oh, remember Diddy Kong? Diddy Kong, like, he's a valuable amiibo, right? So I got rid of some of my amiibos, but I did keep Diddy Kong. Just for the memory of that. But, you know, there were a lot of classic ones. Like, I have a bunch over here. Like, I didn't get rid of the Pokemon ones. I used to have more, like Dr. Mario, Fox. There were some random ones. Like, why did I pick this up? Like, I think I had no, I might have had, like, I think I had a Fire Emblem one. I like Fire Emblem, but it's like, do I really need them? I got Shovel Knight over there. I didn't get rid of Shovel Knight. I don't care that much about Shovel Knight, but I think it's cool that there was a third-party amiibo. Like, I think that's kind of compelling. I only kept ones that I thought were super neat. What other ones did I get rid of? I think I might have had a Falco. I had Ganondorf. I got rid of Ganondorf. It's like, why did I buy Ganondorf? I don't need a Ganondorf figurine. That was one of the appealing things for this, though, is like, these characters do not have merch for them. Like Captain Falcon, like, this is about it. If you want a Captain Falcon figure, this is like the only one. This is the only thing that you can get. So that was kind of neat. Being like somebody, I love Super Smash Bros. So the Super Smash Bros. Line really got to me. I have a few other characters here. Bowser, he's technically from the Super Mario Party line, you can tell by his base, but these are like my mains in Smash 4 with Captain Falcon. I still do love Bowser and Mewtwo. Actually, I don't know if I picked up Bowser till Ultimate. I forget if he still played all crappy in Smash 4. But these were the goats. Back in Smash 4 for me, so I picked up these guys. I also just like Bowser. Like, I like how chunky it is. It's just such a fun figurine. And it's like, where else can you get a Bowser Jr. figure? Like, now, who wants a Bowser Jr. figure? That's a better question. Now, and Smash had so many third-party IPs that the amiibos for them are cool. Like, I have Pac-Man, Sonic, and Mario up there. Like, it's like the core trio. Mega Man too. I don't have Mega Man. If I found a Mega Man, I'd probably pick him up and put him up there with the 4. But that's like the 4 core video game characters. Like, I feel like that is the most iconic 4, like, ever. So I just think it's cool having those 4 figures next to each other. have a similar art style. And, you know, there's other ones that are interesting. Like, they have a Squirtle one. I like Squirtle. If I saw Squirtle laying around, I'd pick them up. But I don't care enough to, like, order them off eBay. So, like, Squirtle's out there. You know, there's other characters they've had in Smash Bros. I'm like, oh, I like that guy a lot. Like, Minecraft Steve, I guess. I thought that was neat. But, like, I'm not like, yeah, like, I gotta buy the Minecraft Steve amiibo. You know, once I don't know, like, I think not anyone who's a Nintendo fan, like, has a phase where they just buy everything Nintendo. Like, for no reason. Like, my age was, like, 14 to 17 or something like that. Like, if it was Nintendo, I bought it. I bought Mario Golf. I was like, I played it once. I was like, why did I buy a golf game? I was like, who cares about this? I bought Animal Crossing Home Designer because they had amiibo cards. Why did I do that? I was like, okay, I barely care about Animal Crossing, but Home Designer? Like, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, there were just things that, I mean, I bought a Wii U, for crying out loud. I mean, I just would buy, I was like, oh, Nintendo. Like, I love Nintendo. Speaking of that, I think this might have been my 16th or my 17th birthday. I asked for Chibi Robo Ziplash. Don't even care about Chibi Robo, but it came with a amiibo because the game sucked so much. I think they realized they had to release something with it to get people to buy it. So it came with this amiibo, and the game did suck. But I think I was like, oh, I gotta play it through. Like, I asked for this. Like, I gotta, you know, it's my game. You know, this is my birthday gift. I gotta play through this. You know, this is what I asked for. You know, they had this amiibo. I guess the amiibo's neat. I know some people like Chibi Robo a lot. You know, like, that's an example of, like, why'd I buy Chibi Robo Ziplash? Like, who would do that? Who in their right mind would do that? And so the Wii U would connect directly to that through the controller. This was for the 3DS. So this was like a portable, like, NFC chip, essentially. An NFC chip reader for the amiibos. And then the last significant memory is I remember for another one of my birthdays, 16, something like that. Whoa, almost dropped Olimar here. Like, I don't care about Olimar. I really don't. If anything, I don't like Olimar. But one of my birthdays, I think Bowser Jr. was a part of this too. I stayed over at my grandma's and, like, we went amiibo hunting. Like, that was, like, my birthday thing. Like, that was my birthday gift. So, like, we went around to all kinds of stores, like Toys R Us, Target, GameStop, maybe Walmart. Like, I hunted around for amiibo and I picked some up. So, like, I think that's when I picked up, like, Fox and Olimar and Bowser Jr. And that was just epic. I love that birthday. That was so cool. Because, like, you know, when you're a kid, it's like, oh my god, like, I get to splurge. Like, I can just, like, pick up the ones I want. Like, I don't have to be, like, plan for weeks ahead of time about which specific amiibo I want. I can be like, you know, like, we're going to take those guys. And so I kept Bowser Jr. because I like Bowser Jr. But I did keep Olimar because a memory of that birthday with my grandma going amiibo hunting is, you mean, if you look up amiibo hunting on YouTube, tons of videos, YouTube channels based off of that, vlogging for it and stuff like that. So amiibo hunting is just an incredibly, that was a thing. Like, there was like people wanted these. Like, they were not widely available, so people would go kind of crazy to try and get access to these amiibos. So I still think they're cool. One thing that was weird is they didn't really have a specific amiibo game. I do think it would have been cool, like a Nintendo RPG, like a Smash Bros. RPG or something like that. Not Smash Bros. RPG, but like a crossover RPG, or just some game that utilized all these properties. Otherwise, it'd be like you can scan in and get like an Olimar costume. So who cares? Nobody bought these for the usage. They're just bummed because they look. I mean, Olimar figures. Where are you gonna get an Olimar figure at? Like, let's be real. You know, this is when I was playing Splatoon. Like, okay, like who? Like, I was playing Splatoon. Like, come on now. Like, I mean, like, Overwatch has its problems and stuff like that, but like, I'm gonna play that over Splatoon. You know, Marvel Rivals coming out soon. Excited for that. Before they did Amiibo, they did like a brief Pokemon Rumble set of NFC figurines. I would have got into them. I wanted to buy those when I was a kid so bad. But they were exclusive to GameStop. I was like 15, so I couldn't drive. It was like, oh, my dad already hates Skylanders, so it's a tough sell to say, hey, can you drive me to GameStop so I can then buy another type of Skylander game? Because he knew, as I do, when I get into things, you know, I tend to collect. Like, I'm a collector. So it's like, oh, once he buys one, you know, he's going to buy a bunch of them. So it would have been a tough sell to be like, can you take me to GameStop so I can buy another type of Toys to Life figure? And it only worked in Pokemon Rumble. But man, I thought it was cool. It's like little Pokemon figures. Like, I love these guys. And I think they could have went in harder with Pokemon Toys to Life. People buy anything Pokemon. I'll buy anything that's Pokemon. That was like kind of the predecessor to Amiibos. Predecessor? I believe that is the term. So Amiibos, kind of nifty, more for their toy factor rather than their. I like to look at them on a shelf. I'm like, oh, Amiibo. Lego Dimensions is like, no, I don't look at them. If anything, probably one of my descendants someday will be playing with those figurines as generic Lego figures. The NFC part was in the base, so it's like, get rid of the Lego figures. Do they really matter? Not quite. Lego Dimensions doesn't. I wish Lego Dimensions had a PC port. It's unfortunate because I played it on Wii U and it lagged pretty bad on there, and it was just like, man, like this game runs like Dookie on Wii U, and I really wanted to play it, but it just ran so bad. And then Skylanders. I mean, maybe you could put one Skylander up on display or something like that. It's like, Skylanders, but like, I keep those guys locked in a box. That's not a good look if somebody comes into your house and we're to see shelves and shelves of Skylanders. And I'm just saying that as a guy that, hey, I'm a Skylander supporter, but like, you gotta hide. Skylanders are not a first date topic. Okay, you gotta keep Skylanders hidden away until at least third or fourth date. You gotta be dating. Borderline, you have to move in with a person before you mention that you like Skylanders. Like, they gotta have some investment in you before you. Yeah, I like Skylanders, by the way. Like, it's gotta be too late for them to break up with you by the time you mention Skylanders. So I'm just saying, Skylanders, they're in the box right now. They're gonna stay in the box forever. I kept them in the box now, so that way I guess I could talk about it today. But unless Skylanders comes back, they're gonna stay in the box until day that I die. Anyways, that was Toys to Life. Something I really got into from like the 2010s. It was just an interesting fad to live through. It was one of the more popular toy fads when I was a kid. I mean, there's like Bakugan, Beyblade, all that kind of stuff. But I think Toys to Life actually kind of reached farther into like adults getting Amiibo. It caught general gamers' eyes because they were connected to video games. So it was kind of a much bigger trend. And there'd be times where like Target, like there used to be like an entire section in the video games area, like 2 shelves dedicated to Toys to Life, like the Dimensions section, Disney Infinity section, Amiibo section, Skylander section. It used to be like you'd walk in, like it was like you're surrounded by these things. A little sad to watch them slowly drift away, and then just only have Animal Crossing Amiibos left behind that nobody wanted. I bought Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, guys. Okay, that's how. Who buys that? Who bought that? I got rid of both of those Amiibos because it was like, man, I do not need the Animal Crossing Amiibo. At least not those two. It was Isabel and then like Rufus or something like that, some random dog that I didn't care about. So I gave those to a local game store. I sold them to local game. I mean, they made like $5 back for my $60 Amiibo Fest. All right. That was another thing where I was a kid. I bought it. I was like, oh well, this is the game I asked for. I better play it. This is like. This is what I wanted, like, let's play it. I remember playing my sister just dabbing the Amiibo on the Wii U gamepad, like, oh man, like, aren't we having fun? Like, don't you want to play again, sister? She'd be like, no, like, I really don't. I was like, come on, man, didn't you enjoy Amiibo Festival? Like, let's play another round. Like, we love this, right? Like, this is so much fun playing with these Amiibos. It was not. But Toys to Life, I thought it was an interesting, it appealed to something about it. Like, I enjoy knickknacks, collecting. And I think Toys to Life really captured that, and they definitely got their hooks into me when I was a kid. And I don't regret it. I did spend probably a significant amount of money on Skylanders, but so be it. What is life except living? But that is something I'm thankful for today. And speaking of thankful, I hope you all have a wonderful fall break, Thanksgiving if you're celebrating. I'll be heading home once I'm going to edit this, get my laundry out of the washer. I'm going to dry it, of course, before I leave. I'm going to put it in the dryer then. And then I'm going to get back here, edit this, and then go home and put this up around Thanksgiving. So I hope everyone is having a nice holiday, no matter what you're doing. I'm here for you. And then I plan to be back around winter to talk about something else. Maybe board games. Knickknacks. I got knickknacks. I got all kinds of knickknacks laying around this apartment. So all kinds of things to talk about. Cats? Anyone want to say anything? No. You might have heard them playing around in the background. They're camera shy today. They don't know. They're going to come home with me. They do not. They're good sports about it, but they much prefer being at the apartment than in my old childhood room. All right, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day. You know, at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a 23-year-old. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday.